Testing.
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 That's really loud.
Testing.
Rocky. Yeah, of course. Can
Last name's only like the first name. Say the first name.
yeah. That's a little better, right? I mean,
right there.
right there's cool. You can hear me still.
Yeah. You're really quiet, though.
That's okay though. We are live though, right? I think we are. Ask Lex. Am I really quiet?
Yeah.
Really? Because, like, my voice is super loud.
Can you hear yourself?
Yeah. But
Oh, wow.
just barely.
Welcome to the Cyclone podcast.
You do it, as always.
Yeah, I can do it. Alrighty, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to this Cyclones and Pirates lacrosse game. This is Pueblo West versus St. Mary's, and
Pueblo West Cyclones versus the St. Mary Pirates.
absolutely, my name is Zach Quick, joined by
Connor Whittington.
yeah. So looking for a great game here. Both teams having a good season so far.
Yep. Pueblo West just came off of a game last night against Giant Mountain. They only lost 20-8, which I believe is the lowest. What's the word for it? Interval of loss.
I think interval would be the correct word there.
Kovac to Burgess. Burgess puts it in.
An
That's the
immediate
first one.
score.
Yep. That's the first one for the
Yeah, that's very
Cyclone
impressive.
offense. That's really quick.
Yeah, really quick.
And we see that duo coming into play from,
Already.
Burgess and Kovac.
Saw that a couple weeks ago, and
Yep.
it's very dynamic.
Yep. What do you how are you feeling about the weather tonight, Zachary?
Well, you know, it's super windy earlier. It is getting slightly better,
Right.
and hopefully when the sun starts falling behind those mountains here, wind dies down even more, but pretty
That
good.
would be optimal.
Yeah. Good temperature, good weather for lacrosse.
The LSM for the Pirates gets the ball. That'll be number 24.
Number 24 being C. Paldo.
And in the defensive zone, it is passed off to number 16 for the Cyclones, who is not on the roster, so not sure what's happening there. Jake Pacheco has it, moving downfield, calls for Mitty back, looking to make a play. Sauces it off to Naylor. Naylor breaks in. Pick by Dixon Root. Naylor still with the ball. Looking to make a pass, cuts, and shot. I'm pretty sure that actually bounced off the helmet of the goaltender.
Right. I want to say it was either a shot or an attempted pass.
Yeah, one of the two for sure.
One of the two.
Good offensive pressure here, though.
Either way, it did look like it made contact with the goaltender, number 32, Neiman, but
and the ball is down, and that'll be Cyclone ball.
Hunter Kovac was there all over it.
starting with Kovac at the top, down to Nakamura, Jet Nakamura, down to Naylor. Just kind of settled down behind the net. Nakamura back to Naylor. Naylor curling to Root. Root with a shot just high. And it'll be Cyclones ball as Naylor was closest to the ball out of bounds.
Yes, indeed. And that'll be a good time to let the viewers know that tonight is senior night here at Pueblo West High School. And a shot.
And a goal by Dixon Root. Pass from Kyle Naylor there.
Redeems himself. And like I was saying, senior night here at Cyclone Stadium. About 6 seniors will be getting recognized at halftime. So,
It's always good to see the seniors end their career on a good night.
absolutely.
So, Jake Pacheco, kind of antsy there, waiting for the face-off to take place.
Yeah.
And that will be Pirates ball for number 33. And he really had a battle to get that ball.
Yes, indeed.
And he passes it up to number 11 for the Pirates. And he's looking to make a play.
Jay Velton, number 11. Velton with a look. Is that number 13?
Yeah, that'll be number 13 for the Pirates.
Caston.
And he's looking to make a move, I think. He's just going to pass it off, though, up top to number 33 for the Pirates.
Hogan.
And Hogan's looking and passed it off to number 11 once again. Down to number 12, and he shoots just wide. And that'll be Pirate ball for number 1 behind the net.
Which is A. Sorensen. A
Sorensen.
freshman.
Oh, wow.
Impressive.
Sorensen passes it off to 13, back to 33 with a fake pass there. To 11 up top once again. Down to number 12.
Which is W. Hunt.
Hunt's looking in, and he scores. That is an unfortunate play there for Allenback, as he made the initial save, but it kind of rolled off of him and went in.
Yeah, you can definitely see how you could lose track of the ball once you're in the net there, but definitely, like you said, unfortunate mistake. Cyclones still lead 2-1. There is a lot of game left.
Yeah, the Cyclones started out early with some offensive pressure. How do you think that's
indeed.
going to translate into the rest of the game?
Yeah, definitely. I was just going to say we're seeing great offensive and defensive pressure from the Cyclones. As you can see, St. Mary's just passing the ball around there. I don't know if it was just because they wanted to waste time, but usually don't do that this early in the game.
Right.
I think it was more of they couldn't get past that defense. So, like you said about offense, I think they're going to just keep getting down the field right here. Jet Nakamura. And making plays.
Yep. And there's a big fight for the ground ball here. Still hasn't gotten picked up. Oh, and the Cyclones have it, and it is now in the possession of Kyle Naylor. Naylor passing it off to Root. Root kind of messes around a little bit, gets the ball knocked out of his stick, and the ball is still loose. And I believe Naylor just shot that.
I think so. I think it was an attempted shot.
Yeah, that was a kind of a difficult play to see, but
yes, I will agree.
Pirate ball running downfield. Kind of a break here. Running down the field is number 6. And he's looking to make a pass.
Number 6, Timmons.
Tipped by Pacheco. Pacheco.
Pacheco with some aggressive running there.
Yep. But the ball does go out of bounds. Number 11 with it. for the Pirates.
Number 11, Velton.
Velton passes it off to 12. That'll be Hunt. Hunt's just holding the ball, maybe waiting for some of his offensive players to get on the field as number 33 steps on the field for the Pirates, and that'll be Hogan. And a shot, and it is missed, so it will be Pirate ball behind the net.
Number 1, Sorensen. Will
It's an interesting formation there. They have 3 players behind the net.
Yeah, I was just going to comment on that.
What do you think the strategy is that behind that is?
Maybe, I don't know. Really, there's no upside to keeping that many people behind the net, except for the fact that, sure, you could juke them out a little easier.
Maybe.
Having more options to cover. But, I mean, behind the net isn't really a very important place to cover.
Right. Naylor just storming down the field like a Cyclone would, and he makes a pass to Root, but it is missed, and it'll be Cyclone's ball.
Yes, Root follows it out. And he'll give it off to
Kovac. Yep, Kovac kind of looking. Potential pick by Burgess. Nothing came of it. Kovac is still running atop the field, passing it off to Nakamura. Nakamura cuts in, passes it out to Kovac. Kovac to number 6 for the, that'll be Root, and a shot. And it will be Cyclone's ball behind the net.
Yes, indeed, and Cyclones will bring it in.
Root to Kovac.
Top to Kovac.
Kovac down to Naylor. Naylor turn and shot, but the goalie stopped it, or it hit the post, one or the other. Naylor has the ball. And
Very good job by Naylor to get that away.
yep, Root and shot. Big save though by their goaltender. That'll be number 32 for the Pirates.
32, goaltender Hogan.
That'll be Hogan.
Big save there.
Yep. And we see number 11 running down the field for the Pirates.
Velton.
Big defense by
Stick handle
Pacheco
in there,
though.
Yeah, though. Pacheco doesn't want him in there.
Pacheco's not going to let him in there.
No. Hunt with the ball, gives it up top. That's 33, right? Hogan again.
Yep.
33
up top. Defended by Burgess.
Some fancy footwork.
Turns. Oh,
Wow.
bounce shot.
Impressive
Top
shot
shelf.
there. Yeah. And
And,
now all of a sudden we have a tied game.
Yep. It's crazy because the Cyclones are getting some good offensive pressure, but they're just not doing much with it.
Right. You got to capitalize on it.
Right. The goals for the Pirates have been pretty quick once they're down in the zone,
Yep.
too.
That is true. Once they can get past that heavy defense, it's kind of just an open alley there. But we go with another face-off with about 4 minutes and 35 seconds remaining.
In the
And,
quarter.
In the quarter. Excuse me. And commenting on the weather once again. Like I said, the wind has died down quite a bit. Connor and I, both being lacrosse players, know how wind can affect the sport.
Right.
Well, I shouldn't say being lacrosse players. I should say
Have been. Right.
both experienced in the field of lacrosse.
Mm-hmm.
And such a heavy ball, you wouldn't realize a wind can affect short passes.
Right. We see the supposed second string out on the field for the Cyclones. Dawson Lambert with the ball there, giving it off to Burgess. Burgess looking to make a move. Fancy footwork to Naylor. Naylor rings it off the bar, though.
Yeah.
And that'll be back to Lambert up top.
It's good to see Lambert in here.
Yep,
Great
he's a
player.
sophomore player.
Yeah.
Looking to develop into a future huge part of the Cyclone team. And hopefully we see him as a senior player, as it is senior night. So.
Yes, indeed. And it's good to see the second strings out, though. What is kind of odd he's doing some great stick handling there. But what is kind of odd is usually when the Cyclones have a big lead, they will sub their second string in. But
Right.
this is only the first quarter.
And it is tied.
Tied 2-2, and they're already putting subs in. So
Interesting.
interesting decision. But
Right.
Lambert was doing a very good job of keeping control of the ball there.
Mm-hmm. It turned to an offensive opportunity, but unfortunately the cut pass was missed. You see the Pirate goalie
Yeah,
outside of the net
that's
looking to make a pass. Pressure there by
Cyclones would love to get the ball there, open
Yep.
net.
easy goal, potentially, but good control there by their goaltender. 33 breaking it in, and a wild shot low,
Yeah,
and that's a goal. Wow. Number 33 for the Pirates has done quite some work.
Hogan. Yeah,
Hogan is being a very clutch player tonight.
yeah, we're seeing him in a lot of the action. Of course, goal right there, of course, but
I think that's his second or maybe even his third.
yeah, don't yeah, I wouldn't doubt it.
Another face-off here between Burgess and the Pirate face-off taker, who is actually
33
which is
Hogan.
actually Hogan, and he gets the ball. He is performing largely here for the Pirates.
Absolutely, Hogan is a very key part to this team.
Cyclones are going to need to shut him down.
He is a senior though as well.
Right, you see Greg Arline there with the ball, loses it.
Greg Arline possibly.
Big save there by Allen back. And Kristen passes it up
Great save there.
by Root,
By Root.
keeping it in.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, the ball does go to the Pirates, but it is
Back
then
to the
dropped
Cyclones.
back to Cyclones. Jet
Oh.
Nakamura passed wide. And,
He's disappointed. He knew that pass was wide.
yep.
With the whole team marching down the field like that, all the attackers and all that good stuff, that would have been very open.
Yep, you see number 6 for the Pirates running down the field, passing it off to 11,
Yep, number 6 being Timmons.
and 11 being Hunt.
Velton. Yeah.
Velton, my bad.
There you go. Sorry.
Velton is passing it off down to number 7,
New face, Yeba.
Yeba, for the Pirates.
Freshman. Another freshman. I keep seeing the freshman next to these names, and it's impressive.
A young team, it
Young
seems
team.
like.
And currently leading the Cyclones, so that's always a good sign for the Pirates.
Hmm. And keeping it in is number 12.
Number 12, Hunt. Attempted shot, no good.
But it will still be Pirates ball.
13. I believe that was 13. Caiston followed it out. Velton with the ball once again.
Oh, big hit by Kovac.
But still, Pirates recover.
All right. And a wicked shot off of the crossbar there.
Absolutely. It was a great save there.
Velton trying to make a move in, but he just passes it off to his fellow offender. And back to Velton.
Velton winding up.
Kind of a low pass. You don't see that
Yeah,
often in
yeah.
lacrosse. Down to number 13.
Caiston will give it off to 12 Hunt.
And Hunt winds up with a rocket, but it just misses the net.
You know, these Pirates are really taking some long shot attempts.
Right.
But it's showing a lot of aggression and offensively. And I wonder if that's kind of partially one of the reasons the Cyclones defense is kind of backing down a little bit.
Hmm. And that's the end of the quarter.
Yes, indeed.
That's an interesting start.
Yeah,
And
it
finish.
was. The Cyclones coming out within the first 20 seconds and scoring the first point. And now we have a game 3-2 Pirates lead.
Yep, the Cyclones actually were up 2-1 at one point, but they did lose the lead.
Yes, they were.
All right. We are back, just waiting for their coaches to finish up talking to their players here. And it'll be interesting to see who comes out strong and who comes out weak.
Yeah, really. We saw a mixture of the two in this first half, or this first quarter, and yeah, like we said, Cyclones coming out, getting that first point within really close start of the game, and Pirates just kind of turning around in their favor, but of course it's only a 1-point game.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of time left.
A lot of time left, and the Cyclones and the Pirates begin to take their places on the field, hopefully looking to make some plays, and, you know, the Cyclones are looking to change up the course of the game.
Absolutely. Now, Connor, you being a former goalie, what is it like switching every corner from goal to goal?
It can actually have a huge effect. I've had games where the sun's in my eyes and you can't see anything.
Right.
And, well, you can see, of course, but it's super bright, and you get a lot hotter even.
Yeah.
And that plays an effect. And, of course, wind direction. And, you know, if you ever get wind resistance against your stick, it can for sure affect. And, but on a day like today, I'm not really sure that there'd be, you know, too much of an effect besides wind direction.
Right.
But the wind isn't blowing that hard, so not much should change for these goalies as we wait for this face-off to take place between Burgess and
number 33, which is Hogan.
Yep, Hogan. Huge role in this game.
Absolutely.
We see Burgess passing it off to Nakamura. Nakamura down to Naylor. And Burgess back. And to Smith. Smith to Nakamura. Nakamura to Naylor. And winding up for a shot is Burgess.
Burgess receiving heavy opposition there.
Yep, Smith to Naylor.
Naylor kind of taking his time.
Yep. Naylor to Nakamura. Nakamura to Naylor. Naylor curling around to Root. Root winds up. Shot. Top shelf.
Wow. Very impressive there by
Yep.
Root. Absolutely. Those are the shots that you want to see.
Yeah, we see Root with that type of shot a lot. Just
Absolutely.
we see Naylor roll and then pass it off to Root. People are covering for his roll, and then just a rocket from Root. It's doing quite a lot.
3-3. Yeah, it really is. And Root scoring 2 so far in this game. Both very similar shots, so it's good to see. Definitely.
Tie game now.
Tie game.
Anything can happen here in this game. That'll be number 33 once again for the Pirates.
Yes, 33 Hogan.
And down to 13, back to 11. 11 with a a huge windup, but the shot goes just wide.
Absolutely. And I am kind of noticing number 11 and 13, Velton and Cayston, they do kind of have this relationship that that we see a lot in lacrosse. Two players, they work like a well-oiled machine.
Oh, yes.
And those two, man, it's quick passing, it's quick thinking. That's always great to see.
Yep.
Jake Pacheco.
Ruthless defense there
Absolutely.
by Pacheco. Just so many whacks against him.
Yep.
But he did hold on and get the shot off, but unfortunately went over the net.
Right.
And we see number 16 once again, unnamed for the Cyclones.
Yep.
As he's not on the roster. So not really sure what's going on there, but maybe someday we'll find out what his name is.
Absolutely.
We see number 12, Hunt, kind of floating a pass there to 13. That'll be Cayston. Cayston to number 12, Hunt, once again. Up to 11.
More like a dynamic trio between 11, 12, and 13.
Yeah, they pass a lot.
And there's the score from it.
Yep.
So, St. Mary's will now lead 4-3. 9 minutes and 30 seconds remaining till the half.
Mm-hmm.
And we're really seeing a game of just kind of back and forth.
Yeah.
And Connor and I both sitting here wondering which one of these teams is going to be the first to just initiate and just take off.
Yep. Do you think the Cyclones could be a little bit big-headed from their
It is possible.
game last night?
Yes, like we did state earlier, the Cyclones did lose last night, but it was the closest game to Cheyenne Mountain that any other school had.
Quick
Done.
goal off the
Look at
face-off
that.
there by Burgess.
That's how you do it right there. You win that face-off, you get down the field, and you put it in the net.
Yep, that's the way to go. It's important that the Cyclones keep scoring goals like that to really kill the enthusiasm of the Pirates.
Right,
here.
right. Those face-off wins are huge, too. Because sometimes you see like a team win the face-off, and then it just goes back and forth, no scoring.
Mm-hmm.
But when you win it that quickly, and you just march down that field.
And we see the same face-off win by Burgess.
Yeah.
This time a pass to Root. Root with a shot stops.
Saved this time. And
a huge lob pass.
well, that pass could be anyone's. Greg Arline. Some heavy defense. And looks like Kovac.
Kovac's probably going to get a push in the back there.
Yeah.
That's
Kovac.
what he gets. Kind of a weak hit, but you know.
Heading out. Looks like he's gonna Cyclones gonna be down a man now.
Just kind of waiting for play to start again. It'll be number 33 once
Right.
again for the Pirates. That'll be Hogan.
Yes, and
It looks that he is the captain.
I believe so.
Yep. Senior for the team.
Senior captain.
Key role.
And definitely that is exactly what he's doing.
And
Shot.
number 11 once again with a goal.
Yep, put in by
I think
Felton.
that's his third.
I think that is.
What a beauty.
Don't quote us on that, ladies and gentlemen.
Cyclone fans upset about this performance
Yes, and
from the goaltender.
right.
But I don't think yelling at him will help the case. It might worsen it, in fact.
Right. But you got to look at it in perspective, too. I mean, sure, he's letting goals in, but, I mean, look at St. Mary's. They've let almost the same amount of goals in.
Right. And we see 11 again, given time and space, and that's another goal.
Yeah. And at this point, you're kind of wondering, though, where Allenback is at.
Mm-hmm.
He is letting in quite a few. And obviously it's a lacrosse game. Obviously there's going to be scoring.
Same player, same shot.
Yeah.
Low,
I wonder.
in between.
I wonder if it's something to do with that shot.
It might just be a nasty shot.
When we saw the Cyclones warming up before this game started, I was seeing a lot of practice goals on the Cyclone side. Alan back, and he was practicing a lot of high shot attempts.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if that has anything to do with it. Most likely, like you said, it's probably just that shot there by number 11, Velton, that is so deadly. But I don't know, if you don't practice certain type of, obviously this is gonna sound, very uneducated, but practice makes perfect. And if you're not practicing those real low shots that Velton keeps shooting, definitely gonna have a harder time keeping them out of the net. So.
Yep. What do you think the Cyclones coach is saying during this timeout?
Well, the Cyclones are only down by 2 points right now, so it's really nothing huge, but it could be the difference between St. Mary's getting a breakaway or the Cyclones coming back and tying it up
Mm-hmm.
and just keeping it a really close game and then possibly getting a takeaway if they really are up to it.
Mm-hmm.
But with a 2-point lead like this, it's very possible for St. Mary's just to take over. But I'm not expecting that from the Cyclones. They won't go down without a fight.
Right. We see the two face-off guys line up. Burgess and Hogan once again. Absolute beauties out there on the field. Just
Absolutely couldn't agree more.
beautiful players. Absolute just passion for the sport, you can tell.
Yep.
And that's all it takes. That's the beauty of the sport.
Yep.
It's the passion the players hold.
Can't deny that. And Hogan, looking at Kovac, upset. But I believe he's still in possession, and he is limping right now. Slight limp as he exits the field.
Yep. That would have been Cyclones' ball, but because of what seems to be a penalty,
Yep.
that will be the Pirate ball. And
Looks like Velton will start with it.
Felton, absolute ripper of a shot
Yeah.
here.
Don't let him get too close.
They're playing really slow,
They are.
and they have that
It's very slow, and then once they get in there,
lead, but it's really early in the game. I'm not sure why they wouldn't try to extend it.
right.
And shot missed there
There
by
is the
number 12
attempt,
Hunt. Running in is number 1 for the Pirates. That'll be Sorensen.
The freshman, impressive.
Sorensen with the ball. Although he's a freshman, he's not a small kid.
No, definitely not.
He's got that size to him.
Yep.
Not, extraterrestrial, but
Right.
it's definitely there.
Yeah.
Some kids struggle with size, so, and especially as a freshman, to have that size can really put you out there.
Yeah, definitely.
Velton up top, just kind of relaxing with the ball almost. Hunt kind of stutter steps a lot around Pacheco. Gets around, shot, goal.
Wow. Very impressive there. And Pacheco, even through the heavy defense, we're just seeing all around very impressive play here by the Pirates.
Yep, Pacheco is shaking his head.
Yeah.
He knows that man was his, and he
Right.
let him get by.
Right.
Lining up once again are Hogan and Burgess.
Looks like
Hogan with it. But
St.
I think that's a
Mary's.
loose ball push, and that'll
Yeah.
be Cyclones ball.
Cyclones get it just like that. Jet Nakamura wanting to execute. Nakamura loses it.
Ball still loose.
Ground ball still unclaimed, yep.
Just kind of waiting.
Hogan.
Hogan picks it up.
Wow.
You see the passion, the way that kid plays.
Yeah, it's impressive. And that is a timeout, I believe.
Yep, that'll be a timeout
Yeah.
once again.
It's about 6 minutes and 30 seconds remaining until the half. Pirates lead 7-4. Here,
At Pueblo West Cyclone Stadium.
Pueblo West Cyclones.
It is senior night, so
Yeah.
we should expect to, see a bunch of them out on the field tonight.
Right.
Would you like to list a few of your key seniors that the Cyclones will be missing?
Key seniors, definitely Pacheco.
Senior
Kidding.
Pacheco's a
Kidding,
junior.
he's a junior. No, yeah, I always think I've always thought he's a senior, and it's really weird because I tell him that too.
Yep,
I'm like,
it's the way
I'm
he
like,
plays.
I'm like, are you ready to be graduating this year? And he's like, no, I'm a junior. So,
Yep,
But
he
no.
shows dominance on the field. So,
but no, definitely Hunter Kovac.
oh yeah,
Key role. Key role.
huge part in this Cyclone team,
And-
Cyclone offense. Even.
And that majestic flow he has.
Yep.
Unbelievable.
If you've tuned into previous broadcast, you've heard the correlation between having majestic flow and being good at lacrosse.
Absolutely.
That we believe in. Although I'm unsure if it's true, I'm pretty sure. Like, I can't prove this with scientific
Right,
facts or
right.
anything along those lines, but I tell you, those kids with absolutely gorgeous lettuce,
Yep.
those kids are the kids that are going to be scoring those goals, making those plays for the team.
Absolutely.
We see Velton with the ball once again, passing it down to 13 for the Pirates.
13 Kaston.
Down to number 1, Sorensen. Sorensen off to Hunt. Hunt and Sorensen switching positions. Hunt kind of slowly attacking the crease. A little lob pass, but it gets there, but
Oh, man, that's a deadly place to lose the ball for the Cyclones.
yeah,
Just,
they had it too.
yeah.
They could have cleared it out and had possession, but
Loose
instead,
ball within 10 feet of the net. Man, that's not a good position to be in as the goalie. 'Cause it's going to be a quick, fast shot if the other team gets possession. Oh, wow.
what a beautiful attempt though
Yeah,
by Hunt.
definitely.
That'll be missed. Sorensen with a ball down to number 13 for the Pirates. Looking to make a move is number 11 once again. That'll be Velton. Velton passing it off to number 6.
Timmons. Is that a new face, Connor?
I think that's a new face on the field.
Yeah.
And he drops the ball. Kovac with it. Going down for the Cyclone offense. We see the senior player, last home game. What do you think's going through his head as
Wow.
he gets that assist right there?
Incredible shot. You know, Kovac's saying, we're down by a couple points. Let's get it back up. And now the Cyclones are only down by 2 points. Still about 5 minutes remaining until the half, so there's definitely a lot of game left. And, man, with attempts like that and play like that from Kovac and Root and whole team,
Mm-hmm.
this is far from over.
It is indeed. It is indeed. We see Hogan and we see Burgess once again
Once
squaring
again.
off for the ball. And that'll be Pacheco's ball.
The senior, quote
Pacheco.
unquote.
Oh,
Oh,
absolute snipe
snipe.
by Dixon Root right there. What an absolute beauty of
Unbelievable. And number
a beauty
32,
fellow right there.
number
And,
32, Nyman of the Pirates, the goalie, very upset with that one.
Yep, and we
But-
see.
But look at the shot,
Yep, we see that pass from Pacheco, the quote
Unbelievable.
unquote senior,
quote unquote senior.
and we see Root just bury that one, bottom right.
Unbelievable. Some great playing here by the Cyclones, and suddenly this St. Mary's lead doesn't seem so large.
Oh my gosh, Burgess with a beautiful face-off win to Root. Root wheeling in, turning, and pass to Naylor, looking to shoot, but the shot wasn't there. Curling out once again to Lambert. The pass is just a bit off by Naylor, so
Missed shot by Lambert, but hey, that was very quick, fast passing, and just
that's
hard,
the type of offense the
hard
Cyclone
playing there.
needs to show.
Absolutely, and look at this. Ball's back in Cyclone possession.
Yep, Naylor runs down the field looking at Nakamura. Nakamura pulls up. Missed shot, though. And the goalie will run to it, and that'll be possession for the Pirates. The Pirates are looking, the goaltender is looking to make a pass, and it will be dropped, even though no one is there to pressure the young man with the ball. And he is facing some trouble, and he just tries to lob it off to his teammate. The Cyclones are showing huge pressure.
Wow, recovery there. Pacheco.
Oh, Pacheco with the dirty
Unbelievable
toe
stick
drag.
handling.
Oh my gosh, to Root, and that's
Oh
a goal.
my goodness.
That's a goal right
This
there.
fire that we're seeing, sudden fire ignition from the Cyclones.
Oh my gosh, they're absolutely dominating.
This is unbelievable.
You
And
see that flick of the wrist by Pacheco there to wheel past that
unbelievable,
defense.
quote unquote senior. And within a minute, we see 2 goals to make this a tied game.
They're
toe
going to
drag,
take that momentum.
That toe drag. Oh, they better.
They're
This
going
is
to
a-
take that momentum into the second half. And
They've got a key opportunity here.
what an absolute beauty goal by the Cyclones.
Yeah, that's just devastating to the Pirates, man.
Yep, and another face-off win. Oh,
Almost at a stick break.
his shaft
His
snapped
shaft's-
in half.
That's rare.
That is not something you see ever
Wow.
in lacrosse.
What?
That is so
I
interesting.
mean, last week, Connor, we saw 2 heads break off the shafts, and that's normal. But for a shaft to snap in half,
right.
Look
And that's
at this.
another goal.
Look
That's
at this,
another
Connor.
Cyclone goal.
unbelievable.
Jet Nakamura, with
Nakamura.
it.
And
Just buries it.
buries it. Hey, I just did notice, though, Hogan, the big man, for the Pirates, had to go out on that play.
Yeah, because of that broken stick.
Right, and he was hit very hard as well. And so, not saying that's the cause. Just saying, when you've got your captain going out. Unbelievable, though.
Yeah, but the Cyclones have just...
Leading 8-7 now. They just turned it around.
Weren't they down 4-7?
Yeah, it's down 4-7 at one point. And that's when we were contemplating whether or not the Pirates would just come away with it. Look at how tides have changed.
The Cyclones really know it. They're really just showing what they can do.
They
here.
really are. And with these, I swear, man, I swear by these face-off recoveries. You gotta get those face-offs.
Yep. And I believe that will be Cyclone ball.
Yep. 3
Just
minutes,
outside of the box.
about 3 minutes and 10 seconds left until the half. Cyclones lead 8-7.
And Burgess up top. To Nakamura. Nakamura to Naylor. Excuse me. Naylor to Nakamura. Just over the net there. It's not the pass anyone expected. Unfortunately,
Right.
it doesn't connect to Naylor. To Root. Root's looking to shoot. That's a
Wow.
barely wide shot there by
Yeah.
Root.
Could you imagine if there was another goal there? I mean, then you'd be wondering when the goals are going to stop.
Right.
But
There's a hitting the crossbar. I thought that was a goal for sure.
Yep, definitely.
And Root looking. to Burgess.
That wind-up
Burgess
tease.
to Kovac. Kovac to Smith. Smith.
Oh,
the-
for all
the-
those defenders, though.
Yeah, the path to Smith doesn't connect.
And Nakamura.
But that will be Cyclone ball.
Yeah.
And he passes off to Burgess. Burgess to Kovac. Kovac winding up. That's a goal.
Unbelievable. The lettuce, Connor.
Yep, you see Kovac's flow.
The lettuce.
Putting that goal in the net.
Cyclones lead 9-7 now.
Of-
In a game that we thought they were losing it.
They just put so many up
Unbelievable.
within
is-
like 4 minutes.
Yeah, it really was. And, part of it might be this whole senior night vibe.
Yep.
Last game,
The seniors do not want to lose at home.
they don't. Home on senior night. Last game, of course, before playoffs of the season.
The wind is picking up quite viciously here.
Right. And we both thought it would be dying down, but seems to be doing the exact opposite.
We see quite a big cloud coming in from the left side of the field here.
Yeah. It's like a very big rain cloud.
Yep, huge storm looking to come through this game. Hopefully it doesn't reach
Right.
until the game is over. And the Cyclones are hoping that it will be their win.
Yep.
Maybe that storm is representative of the Cyclone play here. I mean,
Yeah.
they've just come in like
Honestly.
a storm
Honestly.
and just
honestly.
came back and dominated.
Dominated. And, yeah, everything we're seeing. Now, at first we did see, when this comeback started, we saw very, very quick playing. It was relentless.
Mm-hmm.
And now we are suddenly, the Cyclones on that last play, they were slowing down, they're taking their time, and then once they got up to that position to score a goal, it was all in. And so I don't know if that hesitation, is key, but it's definitely helping.
Yep. You see Jarrett Nakamura running down the field now to Root. Root is kind of turning. Tripped up. You see Root hurdle in
Hurdles.
there.
Hurdles number 15, Tretcher, which is another new face.
Yep. And
Cyclones
Nakamura.
recover.
That'll be Jarrett this time, wheeling. And
Nakamura, impressive
almost a goal there.
wheels there.
See the Cyclones taking it in.
Unbelievable.
And
so here goes
Burgess to Naylor.
Attempted pass. Ball is still loose, and that will be a foul. And we aren't seeing many of those this game, Connor.
Other than the Cyclones. I mean, the
Right.
Cyclones have like 2, which isn't a lot, but
It's still not much.
definitely a considerable amount.
Right.
Just kind of waiting for play to start once again. It'll
Right.
be Pirate possession. They really need to do something with this.
Yes, indeed, they do.
Hunt carries it to the far side of the field to Hogan.
Hogan hopefully got his sticker placed.
Yep. Key player for the Pirates. And that's a stolen pass by Jake Pacheco.
With the wheels.
Absolutely wheeling past everyone on the field to Root.
Quote-unquote senior to Root.
Yep.
Attempted pass, no good. Or shot, no good.
You see Pacheco passing to Root a lot, and I think that's
Yeah.
interesting because they both play on the Pueblo County High School hockey team
Right.
together.
That is
So
true.
maybe some chemistry from there, as well as
Absolutely.
the senior with the ball right now, Kyle Naylor, passing it off to Nakamura. Nakamura just looking to make a play. And
Heavy defense here by the Pirates.
yeah, they're playing a really aggressive defensive system here. And the ball is dropped by Nakamura.
Like number 3, O'Connor, senior this year as well.
That's a loose ball push, and that will be Cyclones ball.
Yep. Nakamura and Kovac both involved there.
Root is calling for the ball. He is antsy to put one in the back of the net. The shot is blocked, though.
Hey, but that's the half, and Cyclones lead 9-7.
Yep, we will get back to you.
Very interesting first half, exciting, and we'll get back to you. Thank you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back here. Starting off the second half, Cyclones lead 9-7 against St. Mary Pirates. And aggressive running right out the bat.
Sorry, I was getting adjusted. That is my bad. The Cyclones came into this half with a lot of momentum, so let's see what they might be able to do with it here. To Nakamura, not back to Naylor. He rolls and shoots, and that will be Cyclone ball.
Yes, indeed. Smith will follow it out. Cyclones will get possession now.
What a tumultuous evening.
Absolutely.
Just gorgeous weather.
We saw very incredible play by both teams in the first half. Now, obviously, the Cyclones in that crazy comeback of theirs and capping it off with 2 extra points over the Pirates was very impressive. But both teams playing extremely well tonight.
Mm-hmm. The Pirates goalie has the ball, clears it out to Hunt. Hunt is defended by Pacheco. Pacheco is unstoppable, it seemingly,
Absolutely,
tonight.
and that quick recovery there by Pacheco.
Burgess
and now
with
Burgess,
the ball.
Yep.
And that should be a goal. Yep.
Yep.
It
Caught
is.
that goalie off guard.
Goal by Naylor.
32 Neiman.
The score is now 10-7.
10-7. And
Down by 3 to up by 3.
yeah,
Just like that.
Really? Yeah.
Without them scoring.
Yeah. Impressive comeback here by the Cyclones.
Unreal work here.
And hopefully it was my smooth talking at halftime. Announcing the seniors that got this team fired up.
Yep. That's why we were a little bit late to this second half of the broadcast. As Zach had to
Apologize for that.
come back up here and do his thing. Get all set up. And another face off here by Burgess. Ball is now Cyclones. Burgess has it. And he passes off to Smith. Smith to Naylor. Naylor wheeling. And the ball is actually passed off to the goalie. There was a lot of ground ball play right there.
Confusion there, yep.
Not the easiest to see from up here.
Definitely not. And Belton will recover. Try to give it off to 12.
Burgess has it.
Hunt, but Burgess recovers.
Nakamura up top, looking to root. Goes
This pass-
just over his stick. Unable to catch that one there. It'll be number 24 for the Pirates with the ball here.
That is a new face, Podol.
Heavily Deed is number 33 for the Pirates, and the ball does end up in Cyclone's stick. However, it will be Pirates ball due to a foul or misplay there by the Cyclones.
Yes, indeed. And here goes Hogan with the ball.
Hogan up top.
Yep.
Playing really slow even though they're down. Not sure what their strategy is.
Yes, and we have been seeing this kind of slower playing the whole game, though. Obviously, they are putting up. The Pirates are putting up pretty decent points, so there must be a strategy behind it. Because we do notice that they They get a little more tight and quick when they get closer to the net.
He's been holding the ball for at least 15 seconds.
Yes, indeed. And finally starts moving. Still refuses to give up the ball until now.
All that time for nothing as
Right.
Kovac now has the ball storming down the field.
Kovac swoops in.
Looking to Root. Root catches the ball. Going around. He's going to shoot. It's going to miss the
Wow.
net barely. But that will be Cyclones ball.
That was a dart by Root and
Absolute laser.
laser.
Nakamura.
And like you were mentioning earlier, Connor, those storm clouds coming in.
Mm-hmm.
I think they either went back or they have passed over us, but they're just not as...
Root
Root.
with another one.
Start talking about the weather and the Cyclone score.
Yep.
Maybe that's the key to this.
Yeah. Let's talk more about the weather. I mean, beautiful clouds.
Right.
Light wind. Interesting.
Sun is still out and wind is just kind of perfect right now.
Just enough to get those jerseys flapping.
Yep.
Representative of the numbers on the back, but most importantly, the names on the front. It's all about team play in high school sports.
Absolutely.
And
That is the
Pacheco
focus.
has it. Pacheco has it. Behind him.
Pacheco. I thought he held on to that. Look at that pickup there.
He lost it, but he snagged it up
Very quick recovery.
really quick.
Greg Arline.
With a huge hit is Pacheco. He's
And-
clearly riled up from that hit. Getting a few extra shoves from the Pirates as
Yeah.
they're not happy about it.
Unbelievable. And Nakamura,
Cyclone
Jarrett.
fans aren't happy about that. However, that was a loose ball push.
It was.
There is no question about that.
But some new faces for the Cyclones. Number 19, Jarrett Nakamura, brothers of Jet. Right up top there.
To Hogan. Let's see if he does that walking strategy again.
Right.
Nope. Passes it off to Hunt. Hunt shoots. Saved by Allen Back. Clears it to Pacheco. Pacheco, I know he's probably going to run this one. Because he is heated about that. Oh, beautiful pass. And
Unbelievable
the deep-
shot there by Jet Nakamura.
The deep
Hey.
by Nakamura. He made the goalie think he was going for a quick shot, but then he pulled back.
Pulled
and
back.
Shot through the
Quick
other side.
hesitation. Hey, and now the Cyclones lead 12-7. This lead is just going to keep improving. Wow.
The Pirates haven't scored in
Connor, this is where
quite some time.
I wish we had the broadcasting technology for quick replays.
Oh, yeah.
That would be unbelievable.
Yep. Just
Getting nice and close on that action.
Just
Wow.
see that fake by Nakamura to put that one into the net.
Yep.
Beautiful shot. And Cyclones scoop it into the offensive zone. The ball will be picked up by Root. Root curls around looking for a pass. And that'll go to Naylor, and that's another
Look
one.
at this. Look at this, Connor. Unbelievable. It's about 30 seconds from that.
You can't stop the Cyclone offense
No, you really
right now.
can't. The offense is on fire, and who knows if it's senior night. Who knows if it's just the Cyclone lacrosse team.
All I can say for sure is that the Cyclone offense is playing with passion.
Yes, indeed.
They want it.
And they definitely want it more than St. Mary's, who is most likely trying to come up with a way to put a stop to this speeding bullet known as Cyclone offense. And there's the recovery.
That'll be Nakamura, but Jet this time to Naylor. Naylor picks it up. Root calling for the ball. Gets it. Shot.
Wow, I thought that was going in.
Yeah, that definitely looked like it was going straight for the top right corner, but
Yep.
just wide of the net. And it'll be Cyclones ball behind. That'll be Kyle Naylor, senior. Key role for this Cyclones offense.
Yes, indeed.
It'll be sad to see him leave, but unfortunately that must happen.
And Naylor, he's been playing lacrosse for 5 years now, and it shows.
Oh, yeah.
But he's planning on going to Boulder for engineering. I say go to Boulder for lacrosse, if they had a lacrosse team.
I'm pretty sure they do.
Do they?
I would suppose so. They are a pretty big school.
Right.
However, their skill, I'm not sure of.
Right.
Maybe just a D2 school,
Right.
something along the lines of that. Or
No, yeah, I could see it.
Burgess up top with the ball, seems to be calling a play of some sort. Naylor has it. We see the Pirates playing a really tight defense, and the only defense they've really seemed to work is that really aggressive defense,
Right.
not giving the Cyclones the space and time that they have.
Yep, I couldn't agree more. And a new face for the Cyclones, Eric Pumphrey.
Appears on the field.
Number
yeah.
18 is now on the field. It's kind of a funny sight, seeing all those sticks waiting for that ball.
Yep, Cyclones are gonna give possession there to the Pirates because of, I believe, our line stepped over the midline, so it'll be offsides, and that is why the Pirates have possession now.
Number 7, Yeba, a new face, freshman.
Passing it off to Hunt. Pass intercepted by Allen back. Clears it out. That'll go to Naylor.
Impressive catch there by
Naylor wheels past that defenseman like it was nothing.
Naylor
He
loses
drops it right before he sets up for that pass.
Look at that aggressive play there by Naylor.
Ball is attempted at by Lambert. And Nakamura with the ball wide open as Root rifles one into the top left corner.
You don't do that. You don't leave it open for...
I think that's his 5th tonight.
I think it is. But you don't leave it open for Root. That should be the number one
The
rule.
Cyclones went from down by 3 to double the score.
Double the score of the Pirates. And unbelievable. What an incredible lacrosse game we're seeing tonight.
The Cyclones have scored 10 before the Pirates have put up 1.
1 point. Unbelievable.
That is 10 unanswered goals.
Yep.
I can't believe it. These Cyclones
Really,
sure
and
seem that they know what they're doing.
honestly, Connor, part of it, I think, is the Cyclones winning all those face-offs. Or stuff like this.
Quick change in possession, and the Pirates are scrambled.
Yeah.
They're not sure what to do.
Right, and now Cyclones have possession. Looks like be slowing. Naylor will be slowing down a little. Excuse me, not Naylor.
Burgess,
Excuse me, it looked like 10 from here.
88, up top. That is your young man, Hunter Kovac, senior.
Absolutely.
Just wasting time.
Yep.
Soon
you know-
enough, the Cyclones are going to mercy them.
Yeah. And honestly, wasting time like this is probably one of the best things you can do in this situation. Because if you want to enforce the mercy rule on St. Mary's, you're going to want to keep it slow. And
That's an easy goal for the
I
Cyclones.
really can't believe what I'm seeing right now.
They're making it look like,
It's nothing.
I mean,
They're really just walking all over this Pirate defense. And, man, what an incredible game we've seen tonight. By both teams alike, but more so the Cyclones recently because St. Mary's just can't put up any points to answer for the 11 now we have seen since. I swear, Connor, if Cyclones recover this face on, they
Yep.
do.
and it's Pacheco. Pacheco to Nakamura, but tries to sweep it under the goalie's feet. Unfortunately, that's a quite easy save there
Right.
for the Pirate goaltender. 2 away from a mercy rule.
Pacheco. He wants that mercy roll. Look at it.
Beautiful pick there by Simon.
That was a great pick.
And I think they're going to get one here.
Yep. And here is finally some excitement by the St. Mary's fans. I don't know, Connor. What if St. Mary's makes an even more impressive comeback?
That would be quite the turn of events, I must say.
Yep. We knew this game would kind of be back and forth from the start.
Mm-hmm.
I think we both agreed on that.
Yep, starting with that 2-1 Cyclo lead to 3-2.
Right.
From that point on, you can tell that momentum is going to play an absolutely humongous factor in this game. And the Cyclones had it.
Yeah. Yeah.
But did the Pirates just take it back?
Well, they will have to answer for 7 points to even consider making this a close game.
Well, the Cyclone, they did answer to 3, so
right.
7 could potentially be not that many.
But there's a little collision there between Nakamura. But Connor, something I'm noticing, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I think the goalie, number 32 for the Pirates, I think his weakness might be the top corners.
Yep, I can see it.
It really seems that way because that is where Root has been aiming these last
few goals of his.
5 or 6 shots goals he's put in. We don't.
Well, he's also put him in low. I mean,
unsure about the exact number, but we do know it is
quite a few.
Quite a few.
I'm unsure though if it is in fact that his, top corners are the weakness because Root has put 2 low on him. So it might just be the pure speed of Root's shot.
I might have some truth to it. And number 5, forgot to mention for the Pirates, a new face, Raskob.
Root puts 1 low, but unfortunately it's wide. Root has shot a lot this game.
I know. I'd like to have a tally of all of those shots.
He's probably had 5, would you say? 5 shots that have gone wide?
I think so.
Imagine if all of those were on target.
Unbelievable.
Cyclones would be just dominating right now. Naylor behind the net.
Connor, it seems like every time I mention a new face for the Pirates, it's a freshman. I wonder what's up with that.
Maybe they had a strong senior team and oh my gosh, Jet Nakamura. You cannot stop that goal.
Unbelievable shot there by Nakamura, and Cyclones lead 16-8. Mercy rule will come into play soon.
Yep, 2 goals.
2 goals.
That is, of course, if the Cyclones can continue their path towards victory.
Right, and keep the Pirates from scoring.
Oh, excuse me, 4 goals until Mercy rule. So the Cyclones, if the Cyclones hit that 20
mark,
there's a chance.
Yeah, at first I thought he was lead by 10 is when the Mercy rule can be called.
Yeah, see, I feel like it just might be situational because I feel like in one of the games we've done previously, it was, in fact, 10.
Leading by 10, yep.
We see Copeland pressuring the Pirates player as he's looking to do seemingly not too much with it. If we see the slow offense here, I don't know what's happening. All right, there we go.
Some quick offense there, Hogan. And bounce pass that should have been stopped.
Yep. He's had a few of those tonight.
Yeah, he has. And I don't know if Allenback is just having an off night. Definitely has made numerous incredible shots tonight, but those few that are missed, that can always be.
Excuse me for this quick quarter break.
already. Ladles. I can't talk. It's been a long day. I'm so sorry.
It has.
Calling ladies ladles. What is this?
Day, long week.
Absolutely.
But we are here.
We are here. We are
broadcasting
representing
this Pueblo West Cyclone lacrosse game.
All right, here we go. We're going to start over. Ladies
Oh
and gentlemen,
my
we are back with a
gosh.
goal. And
I think that was kicked in by one of our players.
I really do believe so. And now Cyclones are leading by 6 points, 16-10. We were talking about a St. Mary's comeback. I wonder if this is the start to it.
Wow, they're only down by 6?
Yep.
Interesting.
And a whole quarter to go. So
11 minutes.
got a lot of game left.
Yep.
Well, I guess not a whole quarter exactly.
You know, you have that
But
mere 27 seconds. off the
right,
clock,
right.
but
Within those 27 seconds, we
have seen a goal.
have already seen a goal by these Pirates, and they're definitely looking like more of an aggressive team right now.
Kovac pressuring.
Kovac knocking the stick.
What did they call?
I am unsure.
That was just a hard chop, and
That is number 22.
pretty sure that was all stick though.
Number 22 for the Pirates,
Glaumu. Yeah, I believe Glaumu
Glaumu, junior this year.
gets the stick knocked out of his hands, and there will be a timeout on the field. Which is interesting since we just had quarter.
Right,
So
right.
I'm not all too sure what could be said that would change it all from halftime. But, you know, whatever floats the coach's boat. You know, you just gotta live through the bumps.
Yep. And what is that?
The Cyclones,
Guess now would be a good time to mention our sponsors for this game. D&L Garage, Pueblo Electric, and Cat's Poorhouse. Now, usually when I'm broadcasting with Rocky, I say, I know how you love those hamburgers, so Connor, I know how you love those hamburgers over at Cat's Poorhouse.
mm-hmm. Absolutely wonderful meals. You know, you just go over there, get anything you want. They have
Anything.
great salads,
Hey, and
great steak dinners.
they've got a bar, which obviously
for you adult watchers.
for you adult watching, obviously not Connor and I, but it's nice. Great Pueblo West business.
And of course,
And,
D&L Garage Doors, just providing those absolutely beautiful
doors.
garage doors. And you can even get some at a very low price.
Absolutely, whatever suits your needs or whatever floats your boat.
Whatever floats your boat. And then, of course, Pueblo Electric,
Yep.
providing us the electricity that we need to fuel our education.
So we'd just like to thank those supporters for making
we get
all
back
of this
into the
possible. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
This game is back, and the wheels.
The wheels by Hogan.
Hogan with the wheels, and almost a good shot there.
A little bit of confrontation there by Hogan, complaining to the refs that, he got hit in the helmet.
Right.
But, you just got to fight through that. The refs can't see everything. A really interesting shot attempt there by Hunt.
Absolutely.
Behind the back, but right there, not sure that was the best play to make, but Allen Back has the ball looking to clear it out, and he passes it down to Naylor. Naylor misses it, but it goes to Nakamura. Nakamura passing to Naylor. Naylor wheeling, looking to Root. Root gets it, turns, shot, miss. Just wide of the net.
Root wanted it.
Root's looking to hit double digits.
Yep.
Could you imagine?
That would be unbelievable.
Unreal.
That would be one of the all-time highs here.
Yep.
Be like record-setting.
Something like that. That's crazy. Just kind of relaxing with the ball is the Cyclones. Smith. Nakamura. Smith. Nakamura. Nakamura wheeling around the crease. Nothing comes of it.
And
a shot,
Oh.
but it's stopped by the goaltender.
And
Some players just kind of laying on the field.
That's
White
a-
ball.
Nakamura and Treacher, which is another new face for the Pirates, are
Mm.
both on the turf. Naylor.
Naylor.
Synchronization there.
Just chilling with it to
Yep.
Nakamura. Nakamura to Smith. Smith puts it in. The Cyclones come back from that last goal. It seems that our line and number 13 for the Pirates are actually having a little talk. That'll be Arline and Caston,
Yeah.
just talking about the game maybe.
Yeah.
As when the ball's on the other end of the field,
Right.
there's not much to do. So every once in a while you'll kick up a chat with an opponent,
Absolutely.
see what they think is good, and sometimes you might think to yourself, that man knows what's good.
Absolutely.
So it's good to see some camaraderie there between the two. But
Kovac.
Hogan is just trucking through them.
Yeah. And the crowd.
The crowd is
upset with
very
this.
upset with that call.
Pueblo West crowd.
I mean, they are not happy with it. It was kind of a light call. I wouldn't
Yeah.
call it a no call. I'd say it's he could have gone either way with it, but,
Right.
in a game like this, as a ref, you might, want
Right.
to give them a little bit of a chance. And, the Cyclones are dominating, so
Mm-hmm.
it might not do so much with the final outcome of the game.
Right. And as we see now, about a minute and 20 seconds remains of the game. Cyclones lead 17-10, and St. Mary's will have a shot at it. Hogan.
Open shot, but he does have a long pole. It's not going to be the easiest to get a shot off with one of those things.
Right. As number 24 that attempted that shot. Podol, senior.
Oh my gosh, we haven't seen much of number 11 since he went off.
No, we have not.
Wonder if he was tired or something.
Yeah, but he is back in. 24.
Winds up
Another
again,
attempt.
but another missed shot there.
Yeah. I, in my experience with lacrosse, I had never handled a long pole like that. So, obviously, I will never know how difficult it is to shoot. I assume it would be hard.
Oh, for sure.
All
There's
that
no
extra
question
weight.
about it. All that extra length sometimes can be too hard to handle.
Right.
We see Kovac running down the field here. Passing off to Nakamura. Nakamura to Naylor. Excuse me for that little rasp in my voice. Naylor to, Root. And the Pirates were offsides. So they'll have to take someone off the field because of it. It'll be a penalty on them.
Right.
Just miscommunication.
Yep.
Got to be frustrated or something, just not communicating to the degree that they should be. And they take a penalty.
Yep.
So,
Absolutely.
what do you think the Cyclones are thinking right now?
Cyclones are wanting to come away with a win, but there's a lot of game left. Obviously, I'm not going to call anything quite yet, but oh, look at that. But definitely the Cyclones are wanting this game. So St. Mary's, they've got this sudden burst of. Look at their goalie.
Yep. Just kind of passing it around. Smith with
Lobbing
the
it up
ball.
there. Smith with the recovery. That's
Kovac.
impressive.
Root with a terrible angle shot. Not sure why
Right.
he took that.
Tried to get it to Smith in the middle, but their senior with the long pole.
There's a whistle. Not sure what for.
Yes, whistle on the play.
I think the ref was talking to the coach, I think.
Yes.
Maybe excessive yelling or something. Not sure, but it is Cyclones' ball. It'll be Burgess with it. Nakamura to Naylor. Naylor curls. And
Shot.
Smith with a quick stick, just burying him.
Great shot
18-10.
there. Absolutely.
The Cyclones are looking to hit that 20 mark.
I think it's possible. Actually, I know it's possible.
Yeah. I mean, it might
Correction.
even be probable at this point because the Cyclones have so much
Absolutely.
momentum
Yep.
here in this game that they could potentially hit that 20 mark.
That would be very impressive, Connor.
Coming back from a loss where the opposing team hits the 20 mark and
Right.
hitting the 20 mark that next game
Mm-hmm.
feels good. The ball is kind of just bouncing along the field. Picked up by Garrett Kristen. One of the few times we've seen him on the field so far. The Cyclones were actually offsides there, but the ref didn't seem to catch it, so
Yep.
that's good for the Cyclones. Nakamura, that'll be Jarrett to his brother Jet, down to Naylor. Naylor.
It's a good combination there,
Slowing
Connor.
down a little bit. You see Lambert cutting, a few of the offenders cutting, looking to make a play.
And
Lambert sets a pick and actually stops the momentum of his own teammate.
wow.
Kind of a funny play there, but Root has the ball now.
Root taking his time, keeping it clean.
Kind of a poor pass there by Root, but yep, it is recovered by Hogan.
Right.
Here he is, number 11, absolute wheels. And he shoots and scores.
Yep. And so, Cyclones lead 18-11.
The deficit is back down to 7.
Yep.
Which is actually kind of crazy to think about because we thought at one point that the Pirates were going to take this game because
Yep.
they were just dominating.
They were ahead by 4 at one point.
Unreal.
And the Cyclones, everything was just really slow.
Mm-hmm.
But then yeah, Cyclones start that comeback, and unbelievable.
Pirate ball. The wind is picking up, and that storm is actually pretty close to us now.
I think it is kind of in the area. I'm not sure if we'll get any rain out of it. I don't know. I'm not a meteorologist, sadly.
Yep.
Be
Hogan
amazing. Hogan, yep.
Picks up another. Putting the lead back down to 6 for the Cyclones. The lead has kind of just fluctuated between 8 and 6
It really has.
this whole half.
But at least now, Connor, we are seeing scoring by St. Mary's.
Yeah,
Because for a
Little bit
while
of-
there,
yeah.
it was just,
a little bit of hope. I think it was, what was it, 10 unanswered goals?
10 unanswered goals, and it just kept coming. And I think finally, the transition from third to fourth quarter, Kovac slides on the turf, recovers the ball.
Kovac breaking it in to the offensive zone. Smith is open. Smith looking for a pass, even though it kind of seemed he had an open shot.
Right.
But Burgess has it. Excuse me, down to Nakamura. Nakamura to Naylor. Naylor back to Nakamura. Nakamura makes a move. Almost is a little too quick for himself there, but the pass is just missing it. Goes out of bounds. That will be Pirate ball.
Yes, goalie follows it out.
And
Gives it to
number 3 for the Pirates. And
3 O'Connor.
our line with it. This is a nice play by him to get that ball.
Absolutely.
Timeout White. And the game once again slows down. What do you think this timeout might be called for by Coach Paycheck?
Well, definitely with a lead by 6 points, the Cyclones, and with about 4 minutes and 25 seconds remaining, the Cyclones really don't have to worry too much about any major comeback. Hopefully not. Of course, on the other side of the 50-yard line, St. Mary's is wondering how they can come back, and it's always possible. We've seen Cyclones score an incredible amount of goals in such a short period of time. But definitely Paycheck saying just slow it down. Always try to keep possession, slow and smooth.
The wind is
Kicking up.
profusely blowing through the even the press box. It's kind of windy out here
Right.
and a little bit chilly,
Yeah.
but nothing that should, break down the play too much.
Right. It is only about 61 degrees here in Pueblo West, so gets any colder, Might have to go throw on another layer.
Yep. Getting a bit chilly out here, but
Right.
the players take the field. It'll be Cyclones ball. Looks to be Hunter Kovac taking it. And a slow pass to Root has it, and he shoots. Their goaltender out of the crease.
Root.
Root very aggressive against him.
Yep.
2-4 with 2 guys on him. Gets by. Passes it off, but it is taken by Pacheco.
Pacheco with the wheels.
Pacheco with the wheels. Great pass to Nakamura, but it just kind of slips out of his stick there.
Can't hold on there, but I got to 13 cased in for the Pirates. Gives it out to Velton.
Velton had a strong performance when the Pirates were taking their lead, and
Oh,
he
absolutely.
hasn't put one in since, I don't
Yeah.
think.
Yeah.
A little bit of switching there. And then we see Hogan, the man himself, the leader of the Pirate team. The almighty
snipe.
Pirate buries one.
Yep.
Top shelf.
Very impressive shot there.
That's got to be a 6th.
That's from some distance too.
I mean, it's not impossible to see a comeback. They're only down by 5.
Yeah.
That would be quite the turn of
It
events.
really would. And still 3 minutes left.
We see the 2 young men on face-offs tonight, Burgess and Hogan. Burgess winning yet
Hogan, that
another.
all-around player. He'll do it all.
Naylor looks like he's going to pressure, but he decides just to fall back and keep possession. Back to Nakamura. And back to Naylor. Naylor cutting in. Passing back out to Kovac. I'm pretty sure there's actually a shot clock in professional lacrosse.
Yeah.
So it's interesting to see, that it's legal to hold the ball that long.
Right.
But there's no shot clock. Although there might, the refs might count it down or something. But
Yep.
we haven't really seen a shot clock violation. Just a little uncertain of the rules here. But Root kind of... See, the thing with Root is, absolute beautiful shot, but
Right.
just sometimes...
And
Hogan
look
takes
at
out
that.
Pacheco while the ball is down.
Pacheco with his...
Pacheco chirping the kid. You can just tell.
Yeah. Pacheco with total... It's like, I'm not wanting any of that.
Pacheco won't back down from him. Anyway, back to what I was saying. The problem with Root is, he won't back down from a situation.
Right,
Which can
right.
be an absolutely tremendous thing, but it can also, lose your team possession.
Right.
It just depends, honestly. And here he is with the ball. Pass to Nakamura, but doesn't connect. Smith with it. Minute 39. It's pretty much game over.
Yeah.
The Cyclones are going to win
Really.
the game of their senior night, as we see an absolutely large play there from Naylor shooting, and it hit one of the players on the field. Can't really read his numbers right now.
Yeah.
But he is down in pain, but he's back on his feet. The Cyclones offense just kind of talking a little bit.
Taking a seat. He's, I believe that's number 15 for the Pirates.
Yeah, 15 for the Pirates was the one who was down, but
Treasure.
he's back on his feet, completely fine,
Yeah.
untainted.
We still have
it
a knee,
seems.
though.
Everyone's kneeing on the field for nobody.
The man that is...
The ref's losing his hat. It's a bit windy out here. Young man with the chicken legs.
Yeah. I wonder if once you start like a kneel like that, now the refs are over there discussing
Potential penalties.
what's going to become of this play, right? And it's kind of odd to see. We got a Cyclone offense player just sitting over there.
Everyone's chilling hardcore.
Everyone's chilling, man. With 1:25 seconds left of this game.
Without that quote-unquote injury,
Right.
we might not win. The game probably would have been over by now.
This really is kind of odd, especially since the man got up within
2 seconds.
2 seconds of his injury.
I mean,
He probably just short-winded, got his breath, and now he's better than ever. Refs, I think, are still discussing a penalty, though. Not sure if I really saw one. Maybe there was a shove, which caused him to get winded or something, but
back on his feet, and
Who
it should
knows?
be Cyclones ball.
yeah, I think Cyclones should have possession.
Yep. Should be a relatively quick end from here.
Right. Especially if the Cyclones can capitalize and put one in right here.
Kovac. To Burgess. To Kovac. To Burgess. Back and forth. Just toying.
Yep. Naylor back to Kovac.
They know they're just holding it.
Yeah, they want to go slow. Look at all these fakes here by Kovac.
Screaming from the Pirates fans. They want them to maybe put in another, but
Yeah.
we all know the outcome of this game. You see Pacheco out there on the offensive field. Can he? Yes! Oh my gosh.
Unbelievable. Pacheco with the long pole.
Pacheco with the long pole goal. What an
Swoops
absolute
in.
beauty.
Unbelievable shot there.
He deserved it, too.
Yeah, he really did. He had an incredible game. And, wow.
You gotta love
Going
that,
back
though.
to that, going back to the size of that pole, though. How do you do it?
Not sure, but
Really?
he finds a way.
He knows how to handle it with precision.
Takes a lot of skill to handle that length, but Pacheco just knows how.
Right.
Face off here by Burgess and Hogan. The dynamic face-off duo here for the game. I'm pretty sure the entire game it's been the two of them.
I believe so.
And It wasn't actually Hogan when I said that. It was number 6.
Wow.
So
That is
that's interesting.
that is a change of events. And now,
Naylor just holding the ball. Last home game for him.
unbelievable.
Just toying with it.
About 25 seconds remain.
Having a little bit of fun while his home game seconds come down
Yep.
to 15, 14, 13, 12.
What an impressive game, though, Connor. And
Yep.
fans are already clapping and a few leaving.
5, 4, 3.
And ball goes
the
out
clock is
with 3
stopped.
seconds. And Pirates will now have the opportunity to try something. And that's game.
That's game. The Cyclones
Wow.
finish it up, winning 19-13 against the St. Mary Pirates. And
Yep.
thank you for tuning in
Yes.
to our broadcast.
Thank you.
I'm Connor Whittington.
And I'm Zach Quiddick.